Hello, Glitch Ripper here. I'm doing some mob battle science, so it's going to be a little bit different than usual. You may notice I'm actually in survival, and I have a Strider with me. And I am curious what all in survival a Strider can help you with. So I have kind of an interesting selection of mobs uh, from vanilla, actually, and I've got them set on assist. Now, the thing is, I'm going to try to put these down and see if you can grab them and see if there's any way that they will actually fight back. Now, I know that things that are just limited to melee attack, and for that matter, even to a degree, extended reach, have issues fighting a Strider. So I'm curious what can actually damage one. In other words, what kind of mobs do you have to worry with if you got one of these guys as a buddy, you're traveling around, and you're just fighting things along the way. So I've got kind of an interesting varied selection here. I have Creeper, which of course likes to explode. Probably going to deal some last moment damage as it self-destructs. An Elder Guardian, an Evoker, Pillager, Pufferfish, Ravager, Shulker, and a Witch. So you can kind of see I'm kind of going for different categories of types of damage. We have Elder Guardians, which have kind of a retributive strike. We have Evokers, which have their own magic that they can unleash, plus they will do summons. And I'm curious, will any of them actually focus on my Strider after he starts attacking me? Pillager, they have a ranged attack and they don't burn up in sunlight, although I could have done a Stray because of the area that I eventually found. Pufferfish, they have a defensive poison attack, and it's kind of proximity based. Like, you don't actually have to touch them. So that's an interesting thought. Ravager, they are powerful, and they do have extended reach. And they also have an area attack if you trigger it. So that one I might have to make a concerted effort of trying to trigger and seeing if it hits him before he grabs them. Shulker, they have kind of that special homing attack that you can kind of guide around. And they also have teleports and a defensive state, so it'd be interesting seeing how that works out. And a Witch, always fascinating because of their endless supply of potions and variations thereof. Some which deal area damage and would probably hit themselves too while they're doing it. So let's go for various things here. Okay, you're on assist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to this is a Lycanites dungeon. Seems to be protruding over the area. He should be on... yeah, he's following now properly. I think he has a hard time with snow. I'm not entirely sure. But anyhow, let's start off with the Creeper. So I'm going in... You know, Bunny, if you're in the wrong spot the wrong time, this is going to be very bad for you. Okay. Creeper, Creeper, Creeper. He can't see past the Strider. That is funny. Okay, I hit him. Supposed to grab him. Is it not working that way? Or has he forgotten that I hit him? I'm not sure. Do I have to have him on aggressive? Do I have to have him on aggressive? Let's see if that helps. Well, that does, but now I have to... Well, actually, I already am in the right game mode. Do you see me? He will explode. See, that dealt... It oddly enough didn't deal much damage because of the explosion didn't really hit his actual hitbox that well. So that's kind of a fascinating side effect. So now I have him on aggressive rather than on assist, but let's see if that works out better. Okay, now we have an Elder Guardian, otherwise known as an aquatic mini-boss. And they will fight you both on land and sea. Although I'd kind of like to see if I can put them in this natural environment. Do we have some water around here? Oh yeah, we do. Good. There we go. So let's put you in the water. I can't punch him at that range. Okay, maybe I can shoot him in a way that actually... Wait, am I having... Is there a lag issue at this time? Okay, I shot you. You should... There we go. Okay, he'll keep attacking. I can get rid of his firing solution by using blocks. So I can still flawless this guy. Okay, you can see how he's dealing retributive damage. And they do have a range limit on their beam. This obviously isn't the normal situation, and since Striders are in fact amphibious, you could in fact try to get them down into the air area, but you'd have to somehow blast a lot of blocks out of the way. Because the thing about it is, I knew that was coming, but it doesn't matter because I'm not really trying to mine blocks right now. And I can always milk my way out later. But yeah, the thing is, if you could get enough room for the Strider, which is actually far taller than the Elder Guardian, you could conceivably have them fight it. But note that its spikes damage, its retributive damage is damaging the Strider over time. Although, because a Strider belongs to me here, he does, however, get enhanced regeneration. That's just a way of saying that, well, actually, this is the situation I'm testing here. Let's just put it that way. I am testing, if you have one as your ally, what all can they actually help you with? So, that is pretty much the point. So, let's just keep this going. Again, this is mob battle science. It's not the regular mob battle. We're not going in an arena here. We're going around in some other condition, or testing out something very specific, like at what point some sort of variable mob can actually take down another. I've done that more than a few times. But this is... What just flew over there? We have a rock that is totally stuck in the trees. Okay, he's not a problem. But this Evoker is about to be. Okay. Yoink. Okay, he can hit him with his magic through him. But it starts on the ground even though he casts it off the ground? That's interesting. And I can circle pretty well. So I will keep circling. So he's fighting me, but he can actually hit my Strider. Now those guys are targeting me, and I'm going to have to blast them out of the way. I didn't mean to hit that button, I meant to hit the other one. Well, he would have been destroyed by the Strider anyhow. But I need to get rid of his minions. Nailed one. And although I may or may not have the name on it right now, this is in fact Soul Solace design. I think I accidentally hit a polar bear. Didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to perish now. Because I was trying to fight those guys. Can we just blast that last Vex? Or do we have to time him out? Ah, you got him. Never mind, he's doomed in the tentacles of my Strider. Because we know once it grabs a hold, that guy's not getting through because he's melee only. That demonstrates just how badly they have it if they're only a melee creature. And again, I'm kind of going by situation here. I also have a couple others that I'm holding in to see how well they perform. Now we have a Pillager. So they're a little more obvious. Oh, you could shoot right past them? You could shoot past them. Okay. So these guys would be annoying to you even with the Strider. At least until it gets its death grip through. Just circle around, and they won't be able to hit you very well. He also says ow a lot. He's down. Pillager is down. Now, I need to find, for the next one, I need to get back to some water source. Yep. Over here, over here, over here. Because I'm doing a proximity test for Pufferfish. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have the monk mod on now. Just remember, this is a property of the gem armor. And yes, Project E is in 1.15 at this time. Okay, see, he's getting poisoned by proximity. It's not a very long duration poison that they have. It's mostly if you keep around, they'll eventually do you in. But even then, not exactly, because remember, poison doesn't actually kill players. Or for that matter, mobs, except under special circumstances. And those aren't applying because I'm not in hardcore. At least I think hardcore poison actually kills you. I know hunger can kill you in hardcore. But even then, it's not really that much of a problem. It's just the fact it can influence your Strider. Or you. I don't think he's gonna grip him, though. I think I'll just leave the little guy there. Wait a moment. I have a few things that I just happen to have popped into there. So, do I want to do this? This is a very spontaneous, weird, wacky thing to even think of doing in a situation like this. But I think I want to do it. Oh yeah, that's right. Wait 1 point something seconds. Okay. I just want to get myself the ability to craft one little thing, and then I'm okay. You know, it's funny. Wooden objects don't actually count towards leaves being good. But I'm going to give this guy a little bit of honor here. If I can find him. Did he actually despawn or die? Nope, he didn't die or despawn. He's over here. There we go. I just wanted to have him the honor of remaining in my bucket. So, there we go. He instead of giving me a trophy that drops afterwards, he is the trophy. So, and that's a random Strider, that's not mine. I keep having to emphasize that in situations like this. Okay, onwards to the Ravager. And this will take a little bit of tactical engineering. Okay. Burbles. That's right. This version doesn't have that tab, actually. Which is kind of weird. But I did assign a button in advance towards that kind of thing, so here we go. Okay. Ravager. Oh, he's mad. Wait. Hit my interface. I was gonna try to block and see if he would try to attack me. Yeah, get mad, do the thing. Okay, the roar can actually hurt the... Ouch. Okay, it's a good thing I have fabulous armor on. Otherwise, that would have really hurt. Because remember, Ravager's really smart. So, enemies will definitely try to reach you through your Strider. In the case of the Pillager, he shot right past him. Which also means that theoretically a skeleton would do the same, etc. And possibly blazes and other things. So, yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to have to remember. I wanted to see the roar again, if I can, in time. There you go. Yeah, the roar is actually pretty cool because it's a proximity attack that also pushes you back, and both effects are stronger the closer you are to them at the time they do it, but you have to trigger it with a shield. So there's a very particular way to seriously get a Ravager extra mad, and they're already always angry. Also, special note that I'd like to show now. If you have something in their grip, the best way to target it yourself is to have a projectile, because as they are considered allied, they will in fact... So did that actually... Yeah. They will in fact be considered under friendly fire rules automatically, even if you don't have any way of setting those settings. So, yeah. Okay, now, next, mob battle testing. For mob battle science, we have a Shulker. Okay, he is shooting at me. Can I shield myself with my... Oh, there's more of them than I thought. Trying to shield myself with my Strider and seeing if I can get them to even hit them. Like, on purpose. I'm trying to see if I can even get my Strider even impacted by this. Okay, some have hit. So it is theoretically possible. Of course, they might shoot him first in some circumstances, obviously. Ooh, Shulker shell. And note that after Shulker's death, their shots will still home on you. For a good distance. Wow, that one almost hit my nose. Do I have to trick these into the environment, or just let them hit me? Oh, I can always just, you know, actually punch them. Yeah, or just let them hit me. It's not like it's going to do much with this armor on, because it's already basically protected from falls, so... Can I shoot them out of the way with this? I'm not going to find that part out now. It's already gone. Okay, and of course one of the most dangerous vanilla mobs of all time, other than the true bosses and mini-bosses, is of course the Witch. Let's face it, they're like elites. At least they should be treated as such. Always respect witches in Minecraft. They are more dangerous than you give them credit for. In fact, as long as Shay's distracted with me, regeneration should be reduced. So we're basically team attacking. I'm acting as the distraction, so that the witch doesn't regenerate all the time. Because if they can regenerate all the time, the witch will just keep on going forever, and you will have one nice grapple opportunity constantly occupied by the witch. But as long as they're also distracted by trying to attack me, they can't use their healing potion at the same time. That's one thing, is they have to make a decision as to which potion to use at any one time. And I'm distracting that witch so hard. This is the barely any attacks challenge. Just saying. I mean, I've only accelerated the doom of some mobs. I've mostly let my Strider actually handle the slaying itself. So, a Strider is actually a pretty good pet to have. And I am officially dodging these potions like a pro. However, it does seem to have actually hit my Strider with one of them, which was probably a poison potion that is hitting me now. Will you finally fall, witch? I still have a lot of saturation value, so... Poison isn't going to actually affect me for a while. Do I need to actually assist? Is she healing fast enough even with the distraction that I need to finish her off myself? I think I do. I think I need to finish her off myself. And this should be dealing reduced damage because I think this counts as a magic attack. Also, for some weird reason, I can't seem to use it too terribly close to my Strider. So I'm just gonna... Well, maybe she didn't really have that much left at the time, so... Let's just say witches are still tricky to deal with, even with all that. Now, I do have a couple of special guest stars here. It's been a long time since I've been seen in Minecraft, and just saying, Farlanders update has been updated and is in modern Minecraft. We have the Titan, which is after me immediately. Can you even reach me? Are you a danger to me from there? Because that would be like... I'm purposely doing this, by the way. Again, this is for Mob Battle Science. Saying, can they actually be a threat to you while your Strider is helping out? I don't think they can grab me while they're grabbed by my Strider. I don't think they can. They're not getting through. Now I know a Wither would just or an Ender Dragon would just obliterate my Strider. That's like not even a question. But I was very curious about all these other mobs, and whenever that Titan falls, which just reminds me of the title of a certain video game, which really is called Titanfall, then I'm going to try the Mystic Enderman and see how it fights in this situation. But also note, again, whenever it grabbed that Shulker, it was also diffusing any teleportation. So that means if your Strider grabs an Enderman, that Enderman is not getting out. It is, I guess, is considered kind of like being mounted, but not exactly. And you know things that if they're in a vehicle or mounting something, they can't teleport out. And this guy hasn't used his grab attack, you know? I could get another one just to see if it can. But first I'll try the Mystic Enderman. I'll have this guy on as an encore of just me versus him at some point. With this fancy weapon. Namely this one. Ha ha ha. Yeah, he's doomed. He's not even going to be able to fight back. So I'll go ahead and accelerate this a little. Thank you. Titan Hide. This is used to make the Nightfall set, which is very cool. Okay, let's try the Mystic Enderman from Farlanders. Can you see me, sir? Are you in neutral? They actually have a pretty good amount of HP. I think I need to punch him. Okay. He blinds. He zips around. He gets stuck in my, in the grip of my Strider. Do you have any other attacks? Or are you just doomed? That's right, I also stared at you. Now show me the magic. Because you don't really have that much HP. So you have a limited time to do anything about it. Your Strider's power is just make it so good for helping you out. Like, seriously. You have one of these and your advantage is pretty much overwhelming. Which is why I was so curious about what all could even deal with it. He teleported at the last moment over here somewhere. I think he may have left some experience orbs or something. And whenever you beat him, you get a different mystic wands with different abilities. So that's always cool. Okay. Now I am going to, and remember, in this version of the game and beyond, you'll be doing things differently when it comes to your codes. So that's a thing. Okay, let me see here. Let's... Farlanders. The symbol is the Mystic Wand. I should have mentioned that earlier. Okay. I want to go up against a Titan. So I'm curious with this wand. Wait, did it have an E? Yeah, it's wrong key showed up the wrong time. And by the way, while you're seeing wrong thing, while you're seeing the name up there is because there is a Lycanites dungeon pretty close. So now I'm going to show you what fighting the Ender Titan would be like normally, just for comparison. Okay, can you grab me? Okay, I floated him out of the way. And again, I do have the awesome armor. And I actually summoned a Djinn with it this time. So it is possible despite the complete lack of sweep. Okay. Apparently there is a base chance. That's nice to know. At least I think that was my Djinn. Kind of flew by so fast, I'm not entirely sure. Okay. But yeah, you can kind of see how they normally fight and the fact that they would have normally grabbed me, but apparently they can't use that attack if they're riding something or being grappled by something. So that's just kind of an issue on their part that they can't get to me in that situation. But otherwise, I think things went interesting exploring what types of attacks and counterattacks that mobs have and how they interact with the Strider. Because the Strider's ability is pretty cool, and it's something that I have used in survival a few times already, including using it to farm mobs for their drops, and you can see why. Is if you're going hunting with one of these guys as your hunting partner, you are going to be just dishing it out, and a lot of enemies will not be able to take it. So it's just kind of showing, yeah, sometimes you can have a situation that, due to the circumstances, can be incredibly one-sided, although some of those were, in fact, able to cause him some damage here and there. Like the Evoker, I was very surprised this magic was able to go along the ground and actually tag his hitbox for a moment before trying to go out and attack me. So that was interesting. And retributive damage does count, apparently, so that's a thing. So if something has an automatic counterattack, like if it has special armor with thorns or effect that's similar, then they'll be able to back attack your Strider. And there are, of course, other mobs that will probably attempt to fight back, and most of them will be targeting you. So it'll go past the Strider and attack you. But if the attack emanates just right, like, oh, say, a Creeper's area attack where they explode, then they'll also hurt the Strider. So you can kind of see that there's different categories of how mobs move and attack, and that there are ways that it happens. Like, I guess if a mob had, oh, say, an explosive projectile that it fired around randomly, that it could hit your Strider by proximity. So it is at least possible for them to take damage from different sources while they're grabbing an enemy that could possibly be from that enemy. But it's interesting to see how the actual lineups go with those kind of abilities. So me and my Strider are having an interesting time. I am curious if, in fact, this counts as a mount in this version, because this is the yeah, he got it back to mount. I guess it's because he swapped up how the viewpoint finally goes, where it's not quite as crazy as it was for a while. In that case, I'll be riding out on my Strider here, so me and Burbles are just having a good time. I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody.